If you get a chance, go over to the Keisha website. YouTube channel. This young woman has been, I'm talking about, laying out Anton Daniels. Her in the house, it was another guy, house of, I forgot. I'll put their names in the description. They are laying Antoine and his wife out. Let me tell you, from someone who is married and currently separated from her husband, marriage is tough when you're immature. Marriage is tough. And when you come into the marriage, you bring in all the baggage and trauma. Everything you've learned as a child, as a teenager, as a young adult. Everything comes with you. Especially if you haven't dealt with your issues. My husband grew up without a father. He had certain men figures in his life, but they weren't invested in him, in his character development. You understand? They were more interested in the mama. Okay. Then you had me. My parents were married when they were in their teens. They stayed married until my father died. But there was a period of separation. They separated from my freshman year of high school to my first year of law school. They were separated. He was living with another woman. That's another story. The woman he was living with. Now, let me tell you. My father always brought his check. He was paid weekly. He brought his check to my mother, every week. Every week. She was when we got old enough and when we started driving, we went and picked the check up for her at his job. But and from time to time, he would come to the home and, they go in the bedroom. Okay. But he made sure he took care of his kids, even though he was with the side chick. Okay. I never saw the side chick. I couldn't tell you to this day what she looks like. I have no idea. Okay? Now, the side chick's sister dies, so she got to take in the sister kids. My father said, oh, hell no. My kids are grown. I'm out. So guess where he came back to? My mother sat me down and said, Ace, I call my father Ace. Ace is coming back home. I said, why? You get his check. Why he need to come back? Because I ain't like my father. I ain't like how he treat my mother when it came to other women. He was a hoe. He said, my brother wanted it back. My mother wanted. So that's 2 against 1. I never wanted him back. Year after he comes back, he gets sick. My father was in pain and been taking Tylenols, like 8-10 Tylenols a day for over a year, and tore his kidneys up. Tore his kidneys up. Ended up on dialysis, other things, and she nursed him. Now, my mother and father did not do date night. They didn't do all that. So my thing is, as long as the man comes home. But I made a promise to myself. 2 things I said. 3 things I said in life, okay? 1, I will not tolerate cheating from any man. And I didn't. Whether it was a boyfriend, I don't tolerate cheating. Cheating I'm a nut job. My husband knew that I was a nut job. It was not going to happen. 3, I would not ever mess with somebody's husband knowingly. And if I found out, he couldn't talk to me. I take marriage vows very seriously. The Bible said it's better to not vow than to vow and not keep it. I don't play with vows, okay? Another thing I said, I was not going to use my vagina to get a job for career advancement or anything like that. So those are things. Those 3 things I settled with myself as a young girl. settled. You should have a minimal flaw of conduct. That's character. Okay. Which you would not dissent. That was it for me. So that's why people can trust me around their husband, because number one, I would not put myself in a place, in a hotel room with your husband by myself. We would have to meet in public. I have to take a chaperone with me. Or if we meet, doors open, office, during business hours. Those are my rules. And they protected me. And another thing, people knew my father. Now, one thing about Ace, you didn't mess with Ace. My father whips ass. He was quiet, but he whipped ass. Asked the man that stole my mother's purse.
You've got mail.
Yeah, I wish somebody a happy birthday. I wish somebody her birthday. On Facebook, and she said it's her sister's birthday. I did this whole big post.
You've got mail.
Sorry about that. Okay. Sorry about that. So, I don't even know what I was talking about. Oh, marriage. What's marriage? Okay. Oh, my mother and father. And my mother took care of him. And thank God he came back when he did, because my mother was a nurse. So he lived the extra 10 years. Because my father probably would have been dead if he was still with the side chick. Okay. My father gave his life to the Lord. We had a long talk. And we talked about everything, how I felt about him, and we got it out. After that, we got it all out, and we were done. We were done. And we had a good relationship from that point on. But we resolved issues. So, I say that to say this. I took those things in my marriage. I didn't put much pressure on my husband in terms of he and I relationship. Now, let's fast forward when I had my daughter. The pediatrician, my daughter's first pediatrician, Asian woman, she sat my husband and I down, because at the time I was 29, my husband was 33. She sat us down and she says, look, this little baby's going to grow up and go on about her business, and it'll just be you two left. She said, do not neglect one another. Told us that, but we didn't understand that. We were young. You should have date nights. You should go out. My husband and I, we got so enthralled into our children, we neglected each other. A lot of things went on. It was just one thing after another after another. It was just chronic. When I say chronic issues, it was just every time I turned, I felt like Joe from a period of 2007 to 2017. From 2000, a 10-year period, it was nothing but chronic hell. Job, health. Only thing was good was my kids. Husband, mother getting sick, family members. It was just, I'm talking about nonstop, back
You've got mail.
to back to back to back. To back. To back to back. I mean, it was just back to back to back to back to back. Why is the doorbell camera up? Did he just threw my package down? Like, anyway, SA just threw my package down. I'll see you, SA. So I was just like, and plus he worked the night shift and I worked during the day. So we were like ships passing. Like, we dated 5 years before we even got married. We've been together a long time. Well, now I'm older. The kids are grown. And I'm just not going to accept how our marriage was for the first 28 years. I'm just not going to say, just not. So we're separated. But he's always here. Got a key to my house, can come anytime he want to. And, you know, it's okay to take a break. But he's still here. Ain't nobody, my brother said he's here because he's going to make sure no other Negro comes over. My brother crazy. Anyway, yeah, you know, Mr. Attorney Mom, like, he a trip. One day I'm going to have Mr. Attorney Mom come on here. The last time we did an interview together, it was crazy. Anyway, they took Blog Talk Radio down, so the interview is no longer available, but Mr. Attorney Mom was something else. He's something else. But anyway, good guy, good father, just a lousy husband. You know what I'm saying? But it's my fault because I lied to myself all these years because I didn't want to put pressure on him since, you know, the men are friends. I didn't want to he brought me gifts every now and then. You know, I really should be a Jehovah's Witness. I really don't care about holidays. I only like the decorations. I love decorations. But past that, I don't care about. I think it's phony to just give someone flowers on Valentine's Day. I mean, it's nice, but I think it's phony. And only for the birthday. I like the gifts that just come out the blue. Just because I'm thinking about you. I prefer those than, okay, give some. Birthdays, you should celebrate somebody's birthday. But it was just no big deal to me. But I lied to myself. I do want to go on vacation. I do want to go on trips. I do want to see the world. Now that I did what I did. I took care. I put my kids first. I'm done. Now it's about me. It's about what I want. So I'm just getting to know myself at the age of 57. Because I couldn't understand. I said, how people been married 20, 30, 40 years getting divorced. Now I see why. And then I would see him, he's all nice to all these, women. Like, we go out, but he would talk mean to me. That's how my father was, mama. Nah, we not having. I'm not Diane. No. I don't care what we did before. This is a new book. And this is how I want. Now, you got to talk to anybody that comes in my presence. better respect me. You ain't got to like me. You ain't got to love me, but you got to respect me. I'm done.